Howdy, my name is James Ryan. I will be presenting the first half of the Vietnam War. I will be starting in 1887. The French first colonized Vietnam in 1887 with Catholic missionaries. Vietnam was prominently Buddhist at the time, and this would carry on to the future and cause a lot of problems between Catholics and Buddhists. The French subjugated the indigenous Vietnamese people, which led to a bunch of resentment that will boil over in the near future. In 1940, late 1930s, the Japanese invaded Vietnam and the Nazis invaded France. During the time of the Japanese occupation of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh established a rebel army to fight the Japanese. But in 1945, the U.S. was successful and the Japanese surrendered. During this time, Ho Chi Minh tried to seize power and declared independence, and this led to the First Indochina War, which was between Ho Chi Minh's declared Democratic Republic of Vietnam versus France. Ho Chi Minh sent a letter of help to the Truman administration, asking the president to parallel Vietnam struggle with America's struggle against Britain for their own sovereignty. However, the administration of Truman did not deliver the message to Truman. In 1947, the Truman doctrine was enacted, and this is one of the first official public records in regards to the Cold War, stating that the U.S. will fight communism if it's threatening any states and they want help. In 1954, the Geneva Accord ended the First Indochina War and divided Vietnam into two separate sovereignties. The South was under French rule, known as the State of Vietnam. The North was under Ho Chi Minh's rule and was known as the Democratic Republic of Vietnam. And during that time, a lot of atrocities were committed by both North and South Vietnam governments against people with different ideological views, especially between Southern Catholics killing Buddhists and Northern Buddhists killing Catholics. A lot of people fled from one side of the country to the other. In 1955 to 1975 was the beginning of the Second Indochina War, also known to the Americans as the Vietnam War. The National Liberation Front, NLF, or more commonly known as the Viet Cong, rebels in South Vietnam and began attacking South Vietnamese government positions, buildings, military, you name it, they want it gone. In 1962, JFK was elected into office. However, he was very apprehensive in getting involved in Vietnam, but his apprehensiveness did not last too long, because in 1962, on November 22nd, JFK was assassinated, and Lyndon B. Johnson became the new president. In 1964, he sent the CIA to South Vietnam to help train the army. During this time, the Vietnamese opened fire on a U.S. vessel that was in North Vietnamese waters. This led to Operation Arclight, enacted in 1965, didn't end until 1973, which was the U.S. mass bombings on Vietnam, more commonly seen in movies. It's where you see planes dropping napalm. And on March 8th, 3,500 Marines entered South Vietnam under U.S. orders, and this was, as many people believe, the beginning of America's involvement in the Second Indochina War. Thank you.